Girls have changed my life, and I have fumbled way more than 6 girls, but now I can finally tell y'all what goes through my mind, and I can show you guys how far I've done came. So with that being said, roll the animation.
Sneaky link. Y'all should know what it is. If y'all don't, Google it. I'm not a dictionary, I'm a storyteller. Back in Virginia, where the only thing that's guaranteed is trucks with Confederate flags, country kids wearing camouflage hoodies to school, and brothers dating their sister, most of my time was spent trying to stay as safe as possible. But if there was one thing I would leave my house for at 18, is a baddie. Because up until this point, I've really had a 2% success rate with any girl from my high school, and that's being generous.
And the reason I struggled with women so much in high school is because I don't think a single girl wanted a guy that brought to the table what I brought to the table. I was tall, lanky, no drugs, no clout, no money to give, bro.
Until I got a notification that will literally never make me do what I did ever again. So let's take it back, man. Like 3 years ago, it was summer 2K19. I was having a midlife crisis at the astounding age of 18, because somehow you're supposed to go from sliding into DMs to sliding into fast food applications. Like, I'm sending government officials you up text and that side eye emoji, and they're sending me back dead. It's a crazy time.
Literally, my only skill back then was telling you guys how much girls didn't like me. If that didn't work out, I may have been under a bridge right now.
But I'm not gonna lie, I didn't spend too much time on college applications. I'm just like you guys in the sense that I don't think it's for me. The only difference is I actually have talent. So if I wasn't making YouTube videos, I was looking for my African queen, my Haitian honey, my Latina reina, you feel me? And for some reason, God sent me a white girl? And this is how I see it. I'm all for being limp, but if the leader can spend $6 million on a mansion, then I can spend 6 minutes with a white shorty. We swap information. Her name's Macy. Macy's like, come over to my house in 3 days. My parents are gone for the weekend. But as a guy, it's my job to remain calm in any and all situations. This is foreshadowing. So I play it off like I'm chilling, but my knees are creating a beat with how much they're shaking, like she sends me her address. I don't send her mine. And this beautiful woman lives about 10 miles away, and word to my life, I got my license last week. 18-year-old me was nowhere close to driving a vehicle, so the only option is walking, and the day I walk anywhere for a girl is the days pigs can The day I walk 3 hours for a girl is the day pigs can fly. So I have 3 days to figure out how I'm getting from my house to her crib and back without the peas figuring out.
And you guys gotta understand, okay? Sneaking out was not a regular thing for me. So although I'm explaining this calmly, understand that I was more terrified and scared than a teacher whose class was failing an open note test.
As I'm going around the house just trying to figure out something, that's when it hits me. I forgot I had bought this electric skateboard a while back. If I use it, I can get to her crib in about 20 minutes, do what I need to do, and then hit the road jack. Don't you come back. I used to ride the board all the time, so if I leave, my parents shouldn't be suspicious. And for extra effort, I might even throw on a hoodie so nobody from the neighborhood recognizes me and snitch to my parents later. Here's the thing though, the reason I ain't ride the board in so long is because I had lost the charger for it. So for the 3 days leading up to going over, I'm looking everywhere for it. I'm looking in the boxes, I'm looking in the attic, I'm fighting spiders. We don't even got an attic. I built an attic just to look in there and it still wasn't there. So just when I was thinking all hope is lost, my 2% success rate with girls was gonna drop down to 1%, I saw that my laptop charger had the same end charging piece as the electric skateboard. So I plugged that junk in with the laptop charger and I let it charge the entire night. And I'm just praying that it works the next morning. Wake up the next morning, I grab the board, I grab the board remote that controls the brakes and lets you see how much charge it has. 4 lights means it's fully charged, 3 means almost fully charged, 2 is half, 1 is a quarter. If only the red light is on, you're in bed with a shovel. Start walking. I turned the board on and it has 1 green light on. I said, but I'm too invested now to quit, so I'ma make it do what it need to do. As I'm leaving my house, my mom is like, Stanley, where do you think you're going? chills. So without turning around, I'm like, I'm gonna go ride the board around, which wasn't a lie, by the way. And my mom's like, oh, okay, just make sure you come back before the streetlights come on. I snatched the soul that came out of my body and started heading over to her crib. As I'm getting there, I start seeing her house peeking over the horizon, and I realized I messed up. I see her standing out front, and you know how they say don't judge a book by its cover? They ain't say not to judge it by its library though. I'm looking at her crib and that joint is made out of straight wood only. Shorty is living in a tree house. It ain't look like there was 1 ounce of plaster, insulation, or metal in her crib. And some termites got hungry, we're done.
I have never seen a house be made out of slapped together sticks and wood pieces ever in my life until that day. But you know what I did see? I saw Get Out, okay? I saw white families not like black people, okay? I came to watch movies, not being one. I came to watch Netflix, not being Netflix.
But it gets worse. Listen closely, because I'm gonna tell you exactly how her room is set up. There's one stairway in this hallway, and when we go upstairs, there's just one long hallway filled with doors, and her room is at the back of this hallway. We get to her room, she opens her door, and there's just one twin-size bed in the middle of her room, a huge tapestry hanging over the bed, a seat hanging from the ceiling with a purple pillow in it, and in the corner of the room, she had one candle lit, boxes scattered around that looked like they were used for a TV stand, books, sacks, and just shoes in a pile. But the most important part, there's no TV in her crib. So I look at her like, what are we gonna be watching on? Oh, I left my TV back on campus, but we can watch stuff on my laptop. How I'm supposed to Netflix and chill with no Netflix? This is not a sneaky link anymore. This is an intimate get together. It's so quiet that I could hear the termites chewing. So we just get in her bed, and here's where everything gets out of hand. We grab a blanket, she lays on my chest. We turn the laptop on to watch a movie, and right on cue, I hear heavy footsteps coming up the stairs. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Then I start hearing them come down the hall. Boom, 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 boom. I am terrified. I'm thinking she set me up. Her father's probably racist. I don't know what's about to happen. Then boom, the steps stop right at the front of the door. Macy, who is that?
I don't know. Nobody's supposed to be home.
Oh, okay. It must have been Pop Smoke who walked up the stairs and created a shadow under the door. I am panicking, hyperventilating, perspirating, disintegrating. My family doesn't know I'm here. I'm in this yee ass house with some mailman's daughter. The nearest exit is 3 stories in the air, and for some reason, this house is either haunted or somebody is home.
Stanley, get it together.
So we're in the bed, just staring at this feet in front of the door with nothing but dead silence. You could hear the house creaking from how quiet it was. And then, just like they came, all you hear is whoom, 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 whoom. The footsteps go away. But listen though, they didn't go back down the steps. I heard a door close, meaning they were in a room. Now I know I should have left right here and the story should be over, but the way Macy was talking to me really calmed my nerves down, like, oh, okay, whoever it is didn't even find out, we're good. But here's where it gets worse. We didn't know how to cuddle.
Stanley, how do you fumble cuddling?
Listen, cuddling someone who is 5'3" is astronomically different than 5'11".
And I know, my priorities right here aren't right. But bro, I'm like 18, 19 in this moment, bro. I snuck out of my house. My parents don't know where I'm at. I came all the way over here. I have to at least lead with something. Am I crazy? Like, I gotta lead with something.
And Shorty linking up with me, she need to link up with the scout. GM, get some shots up or something. She out here catching the wrong balls. LeBron need her. So when we in this twin-size bed together, we just don't fit properly. And every time she moves, I have to move. And then the blankets move. And then the laptop was doing somersaults and backflips on the bed. I didn't even know what we were watching until she finally stopped moving.
She made me watch one of those Christmas movies that were like the main character needs to get home, but oh no, it snowed in on Christmas and now she's stuck here on Christmas and she has to find a way back home, but somehow she helps open a dance studio and then she gets the money and it's a Christmas miracle, man. Yup, those Christmas miracles.
So I sat up and she rested her head on my leg and that was nice. But out of nowhere, my stomach just... Oh, she's on my leg. She probably didn't hear anything. 2 in a row. Wow, I must be really hungry. My body started self-sabotaging me. Am I just built to not get biddies or something? For at least 5 minutes straight, my stomach would not stop growling. It got so bad, Macy sat up and she was like,
If you're hungry, I can order us a pizza?
No, I'm good. It should stop any second now.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
She heard my stomach growl through my legs. 3 minutes go by and my stomach is making the house jiggle like the rumbling from Attack on Titan.
No, you guys gotta listen to me. This was legitimately one of the most embarrassing things that I have ever experienced. It's horrible, considering that I already have a woman on my lap and my stomach's growling, because I am doing nothing to stop perpetuating this stereotype of the starving African, bro. And on top of that embarrassment, it doesn't help that I'm already socially awkward. So this was literally an introvert's worst nightmare. Just imagine being stuck in a room with a girl that you find attractive, just you two, and the whole entire time you're just non-stop embarrassing yourself and you can't stop it. That was what...
Are you sure you don't want a pizza? No, I'm good. I had Thanksgiving leftovers before I came over here.
It's summer.
Juneteenth leftovers? But I was capping. I was capping crazy because I didn't want her to spend money on me, even though I was so hungry that my stomach started hurting, and then 2 minutes later I was in her ear like, can we order that pizza now? She buys us a pizza, which is nice. W girl. While she goes downstairs to get the pizza, I'm mentally adjusting my escape route just in case need be. She comes back upstairs with a box of pizza, a bottle of Coke, 2 cups, and napkins. And I'm like, okay, things are looking up. But when we opened the box of pizza, the pizza slices were not cut. So I go, oh, it's not even cut. You trying to get a knife so we could cut this?
No, I got this.
Y'all, she goes for the pizza, palms it like a Spalding basketball and rips it apart. She's drilling down her bare hands on the bed. Why did you just treat my food like it owes you money? I thought we ordered pepperoni with the pizza, but apparently she got beef with it. So that was it for me.
If I wanted to leave with any amount of dignity, I would have left after that. But bro, I'm so upset because this girl, bro, she's so attractive. It's just, why would you do that?
We finished the movie we were watching and then she like starts trying to flirt with me. Like I didn't just see her put my pizza in a full Nelson.
Oh, I've been thinking about getting a new tattoo.
Oh, word. Where at?
Right here.
Y'all, she flips the blanket up to show me between her legs with the pizza on her hands. Yeah, you're done. We go to our front door, I got my things, and as I'm leaving, I hear those heavy footsteps again, but from the ceiling. Whoom, whoom, whoom. Macy's like,
we should do this again sometime.
Yeah, for sure. You got my number, so, you know, just let me know, or don't.
At this point, though, I'm just more concerned about making it home before the streetlights come on than anything else, because the pizza was not gonna be the only thing ripped apart if I don't. My parents think that I've been writing this board for like the past 4 hours, bro. I haven't been riding that board for the last 4 hours, bro.
I start riding my board back home because it's getting dark outside, but as I leave her street, these bright headlights turn on behind me. So I go off to the side and I slow down so that the car can pass me, but the car drifts to the side that I'm on and tries to slow down. Weird. Let me go on the other side of the road. Maybe it's trying to turn into its house or something. So I go to the other side of the street and the car tries to pull up next to me again. And that's when it clicks. So I'm like, oh, it's following me. I'm going to die. So I get off the board, flip it in the other direction and zoom right past the car. This board has 3 modes: beginner, normal, and experienced. I am maxing this board out on experience. The truck hits a 3-point turn and starts following me. I am cutting up with this electric skateboard through my neighborhood. I would turn right and then the car would turn right. Then I would turn left and the car would turn left. And anyone with an electric skateboard knows to turn, you have to lean. And the faster you go to turn sharp, you have to lean way back. So I'm out here putting on the best balancing act of my life, but let's be realistic. I'm getting chased by a car. All I could do was cut corners to slow it down, but the car was gaining on me. And remember how in the last video I said the battery had 1 green light, and if it's in red, you're in bed with a shovel? It's because when the battery gets low, the board starts to hiccup and malfunction. So as a warning, you just hear beep, beep, beep. I turn again, beep, 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 again, beep, 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 beep. And as I hit 1 corner, the board hiccups and sends me flying into a ditch. The board zooms and crashes right into a bush, and I can hear the truck soar right by me.
I thought my hip was broken. I thought my leg was broken, bro. I was trying to get up. I was covered in mud, and Virginia has some of the most bug-infested grass that you will ever see, and it's just all over me. And for the life of me, I just couldn't get up.
As I'm laying in this ditch, my ears are ringing. I am ready to pass out, but I can't hear the car anymore. I look down and I am bleeding. My toe is completely messed up. Everything is hurting. And as if I needed another reason to hate my life in that moment, guess what happened next? The streetlights came on.
And this next fumble right here, I literally did not want to upload this video. Like, this fumble right here, you just have to see it, bro. Like, roll it.
If you're still using Tinder to find love, you need to find God. The only thing that's gonna be Tinder is your heart after everyone you match with steps all over you. And by chance you find someone to hook up with, congratulations, your morning wood is now Tinder wood, because you are most likely going to feel a burning sensation when you wake up tomorrow. But even knowing that, even knowing all the worst outcomes, I always thought to myself, couldn't be me, but it 1000% was me.
I never thought that I'd be a Tinder depender, but I was notoriously scrolling on anything in a 50-mile radius.
Last year, I moved out of my parents' house to Austin, Texas, and it was my first time being an adult. I got to play music as loud as I want. Yo, turn it down. I got to go anywhere I wanted. Yo, can you take me to the store? Nah. I even cooked meals for myself every day. Order for Stanley. Okay, so maybe I wasn't really an adult, but I paid bills. And being on my own, excluding my roommates, I wanted to try things that I couldn't do at my parents' house, like bringing a girl over, dribbling a basketball in the house, or beating my meat to videos without having to use headphones. Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm talking about cooking, but I'll be damned if I moved out just to not do anything with my life. And what better place to look for adventure than Tinder? I gathered up my best and most attractive pictures. I created a very thought out and attractive bio. I get a match. I'm looking at her pictures and she looking like a mixture of Halle Berry and Sky Jackson. So I'm like, come over right now. She's like, okay. So now it's morphin' time. I put on my game face. I am locked in. Let's go.
Everything was going so perfect. All the pieces were falling into place, bro. I thought today was the day I became a man. It wasn't the day that I became a man.
I get a message from her. She's like, I'm here. I go outside and I see this Nissan Rogue drop off this woman that looks nothing like the one promised on the Tinder menu. I'm squinting trying to see if that's her or maybe that's some random person he dropped off. And the girl that looks nothing like the pictures starts walking towards me. Okay, I'm gonna look this way now. The steps get closer. Please stop walking towards me. The steps get closer. Oh boy. Hey, kill me. Hi, are you Stanley? Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm Stanley. Nice to meet you. Bro, I was expecting Halle Berry and I got highly scary. I was expecting Sky Jackson and got Michael Jackson. She is a smooth criminal in the face because looking like that should be illegal. She took a good hard look at the man in the mirror and became him. And it is 100% okay. She is just hiding from her and I would too if I had the chance. This was my first time being catfish. I didn't know what to do. I want to leave her out here for lying, but if I do that, then now I'm the bad guy to the friends in her group chat. So I made a simple plan. Meet her, give her a disguise, walk her to my room without anyone noticing, and kick her out after an hour.
Simple plan. All it's gonna take is a little bit of execution, and then we're out of there. The last thing that I wanted, though, was for her to like me, us fall in love, and then that would just be a whole different, real problem.
I get her to my room, close the door, go to the bathroom, throw up, come back out, and try to find some way to entertain her for at least an hour. And if you're like me, you don't pay for Netflix, you just kind of freeload off of someone you call once a month. But for some reason, my ex's spider senses must have been tingling because I was kicked off of the account. So now I'm in a tough spot. And this girl named 2, because she's a 2 out of 10, was like, you can use my Netflix if you want. And I am so glad that she said that because the TV was the only thing getting turned on tonight.
But like, that was really her. I ain't go cat like I still got the account info to this day type shit.
We start watching something, then she's like, can we cuddle? And let me be 1000% honest. I'm 6'4", my wingspan is 6'7". I am not trying to be funny. My arm did not wrap around her. And if she would have been upfront and she ain't catfished me, I wouldn't be upset. But Mr. Elastic himself would have to go through a full yoga session before he could cuddle her. But hey, that doesn't stop me from trying, because even though she catfished me and lied to me and broke my bed frame, she still deserves love. So I cuddle her to the best of my abilities. And it's my first time getting a good look at this girl. And on her arm, she has one of those hospital wristbands fully attached to her arm. I am cuddling a patient, and this is like right after COVID-19 dropped its iOS update and became Delta Airlines.
I'm not even joking right now. That was genuinely one of the most uncomfortable things that I have ever seen. I don't know what she got, and I don't know what I'm cuddling right now.
So I ask her, am I cuddling a virus right now? I don't remember what she said. I just remember what she said didn't make sense. So that sped up the clock immediately. She has to leave now. So I hear her with the oh so famous line, yo, like, what you about to do after this though? Like, which everyone knows means it's time to go. The person that you're with wants you gone. This bitch go talk about some, I was hoping we can catch some Z's. Catch some Z's? You better catch an Uber, a Lyft, something. I kid you not. She says, I don't have enough money for an Uber. My friend said she gets paid tomorrow and will pay for it in the morning. That's it? Don't worry about it. Once I figured out that's all that's keeping her here, I whip out my phone faster than a white woman seeing black people doing nothing and call up an Uber immediately. Uber says it's like 3 minutes away, so that really means I got like 15 minutes before it gets here. So I get ready to walk her out, and as I leave my room, my homie Cheerio is sitting right at the counter. I don't want to be seen with this girl, so I'm like, no. Why is he awake? It's 2 a.m. He should be asleep. What do I do? I tell the truth. I'm like, bro, I have a 2 out of 10 with me. I was catfished. Please, bro, for my sanity, go in your room for 2 minutes. Let me walk her out and you can come back out here. I promise. Nah. Thank you so much. Huh? Nah. Just walk her out. This is what I get. This is what I get for being nice. I should have just let her stay outside, but no, I chose to be nice. I grabbed her out the room, introduced her to Cheerio, and took the longest walk of shame outside to her Uber. And while I'm walking her to her Uber, she has the audacity to try and schedule another link with me. Like, she doesn't understand. She just catfished me. She gets in the Uber, takes off. I'm standing there, pride destroyed, physically embarrassed, mentally in pieces. And then I get a text on my phone. It's the two. And she sends me a message, and I'm gonna make it as PG as possible. She asks me if the next time we meet, can she attempt to procreate with me? I looked at my phone for a while, went to Tinder, and I deleted the app. And then I threw up again.
But wait, there's something even worse. Even though I'm not getting catfished by this next girl, I was about to lose my life because I brought up this girl's ex, and I wish I was exaggerating. I'm driving a vehicle that's not registered to my name, swerving down the road at night with no insurance, and Sierra grabs the steering wheel while I was turning, and women are crazy. There's no reason by the age of 18 I should almost be plastered on the front of a $5 t-shirt like someone's trying to start their own clothing brand. If this keeps up, I'm gonna be long gone before I ever get married. The only thing that's gonna be supreme is the courtroom that these women deserve to be in, because why are you slashing my tires, cutting my brakes off, and taking the airbags out of my car just because I ate somewhere without you? And I know you guys think I'm exaggerating, but it doesn't even have to be your fault for a girl to give you front row tickets to a Virgil fashion show. Like, back when I had a job, there was this girl named Sierra. Cute, nice, big circle glasses, and she put her hair in a ponytail through her hat, which made her an automatic 7 out of 10. She was a college student who was back for vacation, and her boyfriend Jasper worked with us at the store. But I heard from a little birdie that they broke up. But he's the one that's broke. I'm up. Whatever her man didn't do for her in her last relationship, I'm not gonna do either, but like, we can catch a movie or something. I was going to absurd lengths to make myself look attractive to this girl. I was dang near doing her job for her just so that I could leave a good first impression on her. So I do what I think is flirting in my mind, and I convince her to drive me home. And to this day, I don't know why that was my special move, because it never worked. We finished closing the store. As we leave the store together, she tosses me her keys and asks me if I want to drive. She doesn't know that I only have my permit. Me personally, I drive less than a handicapped person with 4 flat tires, but I can't let her know that, so I pretend like I got it. But the truth is, I'm not even used to driving regular cars, but she got the big body Bentley Bentayga green 2004 Chevrolet SUV. But I can't say no, because one of my most shallow bucket list goals is to simultaneously drive and put my hand on a girl's thigh. And I'm not about to pass that up for something as dumb as my safety. I start driving, and before I run any game on her, I ask her like, yo, so like, what's up with you and Jasper though? Because at the end of the day, I do want to try to be as respectful as possible. Like, I'm not down bad enough, kinda, to just go at any girl willy-nilly. Like, if she's in a situationship, then I'm not gonna pursue her as much. And you know that feeling when you realize you weren't supposed to ask your friend something because it was a personal matter, but like, your brain didn't realize it till the words already slipped out of your mouth? That was me. And at the same exact time, rain starts falling. And I'm talking about pouring, lightning, thunder, mist, fog, the whole 9. And then boom, Sierra starts crying more than the brakes in her car that for some reason has also started screeching. So now I'm apologizing more than ever, because now I need her to take back this half SUV, half human baby ass car back in her possession. She starts crying even harder, like screaming, like absolutely losing her common sense in the car. Mind you, this is all for a nigga that's not even me. I have legitimately never seen a girl have a panic attack like this before. Remember, I'm swerving through all of these lanes. She's going crazy in the back, The rain is pouring. I can't even see out the windshield.
She's freaking screaming so loud that I can't hear anything inside or outside of the car. She starts hitting the windows. She starts kicking the windshield. She starts grabbing me. I'm like, okay, I gotta pull over. I cannot drive in these conditions. I start to decelerate and pull over into an empty parking lot so that I don't end up in a wetter grave than Whitney Houston. And Sierra grabs the steering wheel while I was turning and pulls it towards her. When I tell you I couldn't believe, I couldn't fathom that she literally attempted to take my and her life. She literally tried to kill me without realizing it. I'm too young to have my friends lie and say, on Stanley grave, bro, I'm telling the truth. I refuse to be a pack in some New York niggas drill remix over my favorite childhood theme song. But Sierra's in the car wilding right now. The rain isn't stopping. The brakes are drowning. The windshield wipers aren't able to keep up. So now I'm driving blind with no brakes while fighting Sierra and her rod wave demons, trying to stop her from ending up in a tombstone where they bury me. So now I'm just saying literally anything I can to calm her down, because not only is this dangerous, but if a cop pulls me over right now for swerving all over every lane, it's over for me. I'm driving a vehicle that's not registered to my name, swerving down the road at night with no insurance, and a girl in the passenger seat whose only dream is to ask Martin Luther King about his. I'm getting 50 years and maximum security with no parole. So I'm like, Sierra, you gotta relax. You're panicking right now. I'm panicking. You're perfect the way you are. All men are trash. I'm lying through my teeth. Because on my way to my house, there's this huge pothole you have to swerve around. But I couldn't see where it was because the rain was just so thick. So I swerve it to the best of my memory's ability. And all of a sudden, my butt goes from sitting in the car seat to suspended in mid-air. So now the car is sliding horizontally and my dumbass tries to press the brakes, but I'm hydroplaning. And if you don't know what hydroplaning is, basically your car puts on its favorite pair of Jesus slippers and starts walking on water. And without the friction of the ground, you have no control over the car. So now the car is uncontrollably gliding down the street horizontally, and me knowing that if I don't do something, the situation will only get worse from here. I do the only thing I can think of. I close my eyes. Bro, what do y'all think I am, Dominic Toretto? I have a learner's permit. Once I built up the courage to open my eyes again, I was absolutely done with Sierra. I was about to be walking through the rain with my Timbs on, stepping over puddles full of pain. It's a big storm. But then I see another car's headlights coming towards our car. And since I'm essentially perpendicular in the street, I can't exactly just hop out and leave her there. So I force myself to finish the drive home. And you would think that after all of this, Sierra would stop crying or maybe check up on the car. Shoot, check up on me. But nope. Shorty's heart was way more broken than the car could ever be. I get home, I give Sierra a huge hug. Even though she almost put me on a V-neck, I really understood what she was feeling because I know what it's like to go through a breakup. Not to be ironic, but it is like a storm. And although some storms may mess up your life, other storms help clear a path and maybe even light the way after. But next day, I go into work. The very next day, I go into work. Nigga, she left for college the very next day.
So all of that risking my life I did, all of those things that I did for her was for nothing. It was literally for nothing at all. Pain, man. Pain.
She ain't even tell me anything after she had me dancing in the rain like my ancestors. I almost died for this, for her, and I can't even get a text back? Now you see why I'm DTB. What did Boogie say again? I believed in you. Should've told me you had a seed in you. This whole time you was frontin' and I ain't see it in you. Now I'm thinking what you was doing when I ain't sleep with you. Now your toothbrush is my new Jordan clean up. Oh my gosh.
That was bad. I know. I think we can all agree on that. But I've had two girls pick each other instead of me. And I had to watch them every day be lovey-dovey. And that to me was way, way worse. Because just kill me.
As I'm mid-thought to turn around and go back inside, I see Aaliyah in Sydney's arms, and Sydney. One thing about me is I can spot potential. I can look at someone and tell they just gonna be ugly forever. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Gengi, you gonna wear this shiesty mask so long, it's gonna start to smell like poop. But it also works in reverse. Like, I can look at a shorty and tell she's mad beautiful before anybody realizes it yet. Like, Vogue, Forbes, Timeless don't even come close to what I can do. They come to me for help. And you may be asking yourself, Stanley, how can I develop that skill? You gotta be ugly. You gotta be ugly or slow, because where I'm from, you either gotta bag shorties quick or not at all. Cause once the football team gets to her, the QB ain't the only thing that's getting sacked. You will never see a more determined D-line. The bench is the softest thing she's sitting on. So if a new student popped up to my school, you gotta slide faster than a nigga on O Block to get her number. But winning is easy when you know your competition. But sometimes the person you would never suspect is your biggest challenge. I'm in gym class and I noticed a new face in the class. She had a black person's facial features, but she had curly dark red hair and her skin was white. Her name was Aaliyah. So I'm like, okay, let me go up and talk to the new student. But then I remembered I am not that guy. I still shake when I ask waiters to fix my order that they messed up on. So in the smoothest way possible, I said, excuse me, so sorry, you need to go by here. Keep in mind, we are in a open gymnasium. I walked away. Later, I started playing basketball with my friend Sydney. But for some reason, guys go so easy on girls during 1v1 pickup games. But me personally, I subscribe to the idea of equality. So I'm on the court glassing her hezzy, pull up jumper between her legs, bring it back, blow by lay, excuse me, backing her down in the paint. Hit the weight room. She's a baby. But eventually, one of the missed shots from our basketball games ended up rolling towards Aaliyah, so I asked her to throw it back at me, and that is ironically the closest I've ever been to getting twerked on. She gets up, hands me the ball, and then continues sitting on the floor. The ball continues to roll over to her like 4 times throughout the class, and every time it did, we spoke a little bit more and more each time. This will go on for like a couple of class periods until we eventually just became friends. And the way I am, before I allow someone into my friendship circle, they have to pass my vibe check for like a week or 2 weeks straight. Any shady or shiesty business I see at all and it's strike, you're out. And when someone finally passes my vibe check for long enough, I can finally bring them to meet the friend group. But I'm not dumb enough to bring her around all my athlete friends in school, okay? I'm trying to wife it, not donate it. So I bring her to my girlfriend group. More specifically, I brought her to Sydney, and it was a win-win situation. Her parents were more comfortable with her hanging around a boy and a girl all day. She makes another new friend, and I got a free wingman, or women, men in this situation, whatever. Our friendship goes on like this for a while, but Sydney and Aaliyah stay outside more than a nigga who just bought Nike Tech. I don't go outside nearly as much as Sydney and Aaliyah did, so sometimes they hang out together without me. And by sometimes, I mean most of the time. And by most of the time, I mean all the time. But it's fine, they just shorties being shorties. They probably talking about how much Aaliyah has a crush on me right now as we speak. Maybe I should call them and see what the vibes is like. They probably just like at a movie or something. And as time goes on, I noticed this pattern, this betrayal. Like, I built this friend group by myself. They had me in my room like, I built this me, brick by brick, and I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just cause you don't like the way another nigga talk. I go to the school the next day, I'm on hot. I'm looking around for my foamies, which is fake homies. They not in the cafeteria, so I go to my friend Jay. I'm like, yo, Jay, have you seen Aaliyah and Sid? Oh, yeah, they went outside the A building doors. Outside? In the morning? They don't drive to school or even have a car. The A building door had 2 purposes: to either get you from building A to building B, or to go to the parking lot. Man, when I tell you I headed to the A faster than a stripper with the OnlyFans account, I'm literally running because deep down, I was getting a feeling that something was off. Boom! I bust outside. I look to my right. and I see nothing. I'm like, dang, that was kind of stupid. I'm not gonna lie. Sydney not even that type of person as I'm mid-thought to turn around and go back inside, I see Aaliyah in Sydney's arms and Sydney holding Aaliyah's face. What the fuck? What is this? Oh my gosh, Stanley, I'm so sorry. We just really didn't want you to find out. No, shut up. You still got spit on your mouth. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to her. Oh, me? Yes, you. I thought we had something special. He did say you threw it back for him one time. The basketballs? They were basketballs? Hey, oh, who cares about the context right now? That's not what's important. So when he said that you held his balls, they were the basketballs.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
that makes sense.
Hey, that makes sense. What are we doing right now? Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about what y'all are doing behind my back and the fact that it's not cool. We ended up talking for a little bit and they explained to me about how their relationship grew and that they never meant to do it behind my back, blah, blah, blah. A whole bunch of stuff that is just not important. I go back inside the A building and I have every trust issue and insecurity you could have as a person. And I would have gotten over it in like a week, but every single day I have to see them eating each other's faces in the parking lot, in the cafeteria, in the gym. Like, okay, maybe she's a good kisser. So what? Is she a munch? Because I'm not a munch either, but you know, for Aaliyah, shoot, like, I might have like nibbled a little bit if she gave me the chance, bro.
Now, every girl story I told you up until this point has gone so wrong that this girl story went so right that it ended up going wrong. She had a baby. She wanted me to raise the baby. Crazy things happen. Roll animation.
Me personally, I love the idea of having kids. I mean, who wouldn't want to take a mini version of yourself and force him to do all the things you couldn't do? I mean, I'm not doing any of the important parent stuff like taking him to the hospital or, I don't know, feeding him. I'm gonna just tell him what my parents told me. Walk it off. And if we being for real, no child of mine should be getting injured anyways. You got Haitian blood in your veins. So off rip, you're immune to disease, viruses, colds, and fall damage. If only we were immune to when the ground shakes. But growing up, I forgot that it's not only about me. No matter how perfect my genes may be, once you add a shorty into the mix, they automatically turn into jeggings. And depending on who you have a kid with, you can end up with leggings. Meaning that kid will be nothing like you, which is fine, you know, for regular people, but I'm an amazing human being. So I want my kids to be exactly like me, which means my wife also has to be exactly like me. I went to school for 3 things, okay? 1, so my parents didn't abandon me in a parking lot. 2, so I can get a good job and have a successful career that can save me from this syrup sandwich diet I'm on. And 3, to bag these shorties who I never really liked, but since they were in the vicinity, I had to work with what I had, which wasn't much, by the way, considering they were all tatted, smoked, drank, or sold drugs. Like, where am I? Euphoria? There's more underage substance abuse in high school than a Disney Channel set. So whenever I find a girl who doesn't partake in those activities, it's always an automatic green flag. Not to say that the girls who smoke, drink, etc. aren't attractive. It's just that if a girl had a twin sister who didn't do those activities and I was forced to pick between her or the sister who doesn't abuse substances, I want the threesome. I want the one that doesn't do anything. And that's exactly what I found when I met Rosette. Now, personally, I don't have like a perfect like physical type of woman. My type of girl is just someone I think is attractive. I have talked to or dated every shade, color, tint, and hue of girl, but this was the first time I fell for a country girl. I was going to the library during lunch because if you were like me, sometimes you need those 30 minutes to just recuperate from all of the jokes being thrown your way. And Shorty was just like me. I mean, I've seen her before because we had an English class together, but this was my first time seeing her alone. I started talking to Rosette in the library every day during lunch. Keep in mind, I don't read, so every day I'm in here capping about what books I'm reading because some of these titles is misleading AF. Like, did you know Journal of Mice of Men isn't about mice? Cause I didn't. Imagine having a book called Tobacco Cake and it's about war. What does vanilla frosting have to do with genocide? But it was kind of odd because she would always read these high level books, but when she go to the checkout line, she would only check out kid books. I'm talking like first grade, maybe second grade reading level books. But I figured, who am I to judge her? You know what I'm saying? Dr. Seuss always be spitting something and Horton always be hearing something. So maybe she's just a fan of the classics. So Stanley could not, would not ask about it. He could not, would not talk about it. But Stanley could not, would not leave without it the information he could have, would have to see about it. So one day, my curiosity got the best of me. And I'll never forget this. Our English teacher paired me and Rosette into a group project together. And that's always been one of my dreams, to be paired with my crush on a group project. Even though it was an in-school project, it was like for 2 weeks. So this gives me time to get even closer to Rosette. And we didn't start dating yet, but it was like a situationship. And when I take an interest in someone, I notice like small random things that I shouldn't notice about them. And Rosette has this brown satchel-like bag that was kind of old, but in a vintage way, not in a used way. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Indiana Jones was her father and she had an Egyptian artifact in her bag that we had to put back before the sun hits the school flagpole or something. But every day I would notice more and more markings on the bottom half of her bag. We've been talking for like 2 months at this point, so I just ask her out of suspicion, hoping that what I think is going on isn't what's going on. Hi, I noticed you always seem to have Crayola graffiti and hieroglyphics under your bag, and I was just wondering if that's related to the children books you be checking out, or maybe you're just like a part-time archaeologist that reads to dinosaurs or something. And on her face is like this slight hesitation, almost like I caught onto something I wasn't supposed to catch on to. Maybe it's just her brother and I'm overthinking things. Then she's like, yeah, it's from the baby. Oh, like he autographed your bag? That's fire. No, he's my son. What? How'd you son the baby? A kid, Stanley. I have a kid by my ex. You have a what? First of all, you look great. First part of it is no joke. Second of all, you don't think that telling me you have a kid is, I don't know, important? We are on the cusp of dating and you chose now to tell me that you have another person's baby. Just cheat on me. At least that doesn't have an effect on my life for the next 18 years. I was in shambles, dog, because it's not only the baby, but if you can hide something that big from me for 2 months, what else are you hiding? You know? And also, I can't have my son at risk of not being a D1 athlete. I got all these great tall athletic genes, and who knows what the dad has. Like, he could be a 5'1" male from Scottsdale, Arizona who's bald with bad knees, and I can't raise that. Needless to say, we stopped talking right then and there, not only because of the baby, which is a valid reason on its own, but because of the lies. Like, I felt like if I never asked, then she was never gonna tell me. And I can't have my kids being made up of 50% cap. I'm supposed to be raising a quarterback, not a snapback. Get it? Like cap, snapback, quarterback. I'll stop.
If you made it to the end of this video, man, legit, I rock with you. Like, I rock with you heavy, because I doubt a lot of people are gonna make it to the end of this video. So this is just between me and you. Only me and you are gonna know this. I appreciate you, number one. Number two, 2024 is coming up. This video is dropping December 31st, 2023. Look, if you rock with me this much to be at the end of the video, you're gonna be so proud of me by the time that this year's over. This is unscripted. This is all off the top of my head. I have so much planned, bro. You're getting new channels, bro. You're getting consistent videos every week, maybe 5 times a month. You know what I'm saying? You're getting phenomenal scripts. My team is on point. I've never believed in myself more than I do now. And my life's not perfect, but I'm exactly where I wanted to be. And now it's all about getting to that next step. And I've always hit my next step. You know what I'm saying? I've never been held back. So if you guys rock with me now, the whole world is about to get put on. To not just Stanley Animations, but to Stanley Hall. So thank you. I appreciate you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe down below. 2024, Not even just 2024, but every year from now, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Stay in the trap, get racks every day. She fuck with me now, I told her to lay. My hook in the water, she liking my bed. Ain't saving a hoe, I don't wear a cave. You beef with me, don't think you ever save. I hop in the foreign and drive like a race. You sipping the Henny, I don't need a chase. We dodging the feds, ain't catching no case. I stay in the trap, get racks every day. She fuck with me now, I told her to lay. My hook in the water, she liking my bed. Ain't saving a hoe, I don't wear a cave. You beef with me, don't think you ever save. I hop in the foreign and drive like a race. You sipping the Henny, I don't need a chase. We dodging the feds, ain't catching no case.